Hi, I'm Iris. Welcome to Exploding a Reading, how to find more based on what you already have. Most of us, me definitely included, think of research primarily as entering words into a search box and then reading whatever comes back. But if you're anything like me, half the time those search boxes don't give me what I need, or I can't be sure if I've missed something super important. The big secret of advanced research is that it's actually not always about search. Don't get me wrong, I love search and I search every day, all day, but actually frequently it's not the best way to find the resources you need. The way search works in most cases is kind of like Control F. It finds exact letters in a row that you type in. But what if you're using the word movie and the scholar is using the word film? You won't be able to find what the scholars said. So, search is very, very useful, but it's not going to be your only strategy. One core strategy that works most of the time is something that I call exploding a reading. This method relies on one core concept about how communication works. Every source is two things at the same time. Every source has information. We're used to this. We already know that everything that we hear and see and read is telling us stuff. Every source also points you to more information. Every source is participating in a whole ecosystem of information. This second part of the concept is so key to advanced research because you can use every source to find more sources that are talking about similar things. This starting place can be a Google result list, a Wikipedia article, a newspaper article, a class reading, anything. It's the second part that we'll work on in this video. So, we know that we can start with anything, and that's going to be here in the center of this target. From here, you can move in 4 directions. You can move backward in time by looking for clues about what this thing is based on, because nothing springs into being with no ancestry. What you're looking for here could be citations. You'll learn to love the fact that academic sources are meticulous about bibliographies, because it's more than just an alphabetical list of sources. It's actually a map of the scholarly conversation on this topic, so you can figure out not only what to look at next, but also what counts as good evidence and who the big names in the field are. Then, as you're reading the article or abstract or result list or whatever, pay attention to the words that show up that are related to your topic components. This is where your note-taking skills really come in handy. Write down all the useful words that you find that you can use later in your searches, mixing and matching them into different search boxes. Different pockets of experts develop their own common ways of talking about their topic. It's kind of like a regional dialect. So you may be able to use this knowledge to your advantage to find more people who are using the same regional dialect. Now that we've gone backwards in time using references and across the conversation looking at similar words, for formally published scholarship, you can also often go forwards in time by looking at who has cited your item. There are a few ways of doing this, but one simple way to get started is to use Google Scholar. I type in the title of an article that I found to be particularly useful, and then it'll say, cited by X number of things. If we click on that link, you can see the works that have cited your original work, and if you check this little box near the top, it turns the search box into a search within these items box. So then you can search within the citing items to find those that are most likely to be useful to you. So that's exploding a reading! I do this constantly, over and over during research sessions. Every single thing I look at becomes the center of my crosshairs. And then I look to see where it leads me, and then the next thing becomes the center of my crosshairs. And as you get familiar with this research method of seeing every source not just as a piece of information, but also as a pointer towards related sources, you'll soon find that this becomes a far more efficient research method than simply typing directly into a search box. And as always, I'm happy to talk with you about this as you're doing your research here at Carleton. Contact me or set up a meeting.